Hello, my name is Ken Martin, and we are here in TPT to ask questions from students and teachers.
meie kõrval on praegusel hetkel
This is Grete Saiga.
Grete Saega, tervist. tervist. meil on
We
paar
have some
küsimust
questions
teile.
for you. How are you doing? I'm doing great. Are you sure? 100%. What does mental health mean to you? Mental health is how you feel and all the things going on inside your head. How do you take care of your mental well-being? I take care of my mental health with work or physical activity. A lot of sports. If a friend turns to you, how would you help them? I'd help them with all that I know. Everything that I can do for them. How important is mental health to you on a scale of 1 to 10? 10. If you have a problem, I seek help from either my family or my friends. How are you? Can't complain. What does mental health mean to you? Well, it means a lot to me, of course. I attend TPT and mental health is really important. Everyone should have an interest in it. How do you take care of your mental health? I can't answer that question. If a friend seeks your help, how would you help them? I'll help, but it really depends on how good of a friend we're talking about. So, for example, if this gentleman were to come to me, I would tell him to beat it. How important is mental health to you on a scale of 1 to 10? Let's say a strong 6.9, 4.20. And the final question, if you have a troubled mind, who do you turn to? Well, of course, I seek the school's social pedagogue. She's really great and she always helps. Facts. How are you doing? I'm fine. What does mental health mean to you? It's quite important to me to be in a good mood and go to school. What do you do to ensure your mental well-being? Go to the gym every day. How would you help a friend in need? I would ask him about it and see if we could solve it. How important is mental health to you in a 10-point scale? 10. If you have a problem, who do you turn to? Parents or friends? Someone who is willing to support me. How are you? I'm doing great right now. What does mental health mean to you? How you feel? Sense of self? Are you happy or not? What do you do to ensure your mental well-being? Try to keep myself happy. I do things that I enjoy. How would you help a friend in need? I'd hear him out. How important is mental health to you on a 10-point scale? Definitely 10. It's good to check in on how you're doing. If you have a problem, who do you turn to? Friends, parents, people who I trust. How are you? Good. What does mental health mean to you? Well, you know, when you're sad, your mental health is out of balance. If you're happy, you're solid. If a friend turns to you, how would you help them? I'd probably send them to the gym. How important is mental health to you on a scale of 1 to 10? 7. If you're feeling down, where do you go? The gym. Are there any differences between your generation and ours? I don't really see much of a difference, you know. I'm not that much older than you, and for the most part, there aren't any differences. We have the same problems, and usually we solve them by visiting a psychologist and talking about our issues. How do you help a student who has mental health problems? If you've had a problem for a long time, you can always turn to any teacher, doesn't matter which one. For example, our social pedagogue or psychologist, and they'll always help. Are there any differences between your generation and ours? In terms of mental health, I really don't see a difference. I think that for thousands of years we have been quite similar. The difference that appears is artificial, and in actual truth in society, different tendencies, customs, fashion are different. And in respect to that, especially the youth, they try to behave in accordance. Sometimes it seems that young people behave weird. That really comes down to old people's expectations being one thing, and this sort of scavenging young people do to be liked by their friends. And to also be bearable from an elderly person's point of view. I would say that, for example, those who go abroad, in many cases, I know, they escape from themselves.
paljudel juhtudel ma tean, et nad põgenevad iseenda eest. Nad
They feed their
võidavad
myth
oma
with this
mürki
departure,
sellega,
leaving all the
et nad
negative
lähevad
parts
Eestist
behind
minema ja jätavad selle negatiivse enda
and
maha
trying
ja
to
tulevad
rebuild
reisima
the better
uuesti
part of
üles
their
ehitada
myth abroad.
seda müüdi paremat osa.
How do you help a student who has mental health problems?
Püüan oma
I try to assist with all my knowledge, or at minimum, to not make it worse.
seda asja hullemaks teha.
Because when even a stranger can see something is not right, then you have to approach the topic really carefully.
Eriti hellasti seda teemat
And for example, like you two,
näiteks nagu teiesugused
sometimes I purposely pick on boys and condition them to it, so they would know that it's not necessary to keep hard feelings or get angry at some sentence their teacher said.
vihastada või vimma
It's just a poke to let you know that you've got to start doing something. 2 years ago, there was a student named Deet.
kaks lendu tagasi üks Tiit
He said, "Teacher, you're bullying me."
minuga.
I told him, "I want you to get a job at Postimees, but you've still got room for improvement.
puudujäägid. Ma nurin selle pärast,
I'm picking on you so we could hope to get you that job."
loodan, et sa saad Postimehesse tööle.
And Deet did.